assistant coach Dick Helm, Brian Winners.
The winner of this game will advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals and will begin against the New York Knickerbockers this coming week. The Milwaukee Bucks won on the road and will now face the defending conference champion, the Detroit Pistons, as the action heats up in the NBA playoffs. And hello again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown. The pictures and the sounds tell it all of a deciding game. And Hubie Brown, let me ask you what it means to you to go into a decisive game in which one team goes home and the other goes on.
Well, a lot of pressure on the people because the coaches are emphasizing no easy baskets today. That means down the lane, you got to shot block everything and also force them to get on a foul line and make their foul shots.
Quickly, one key for each team.
Well, I think with Cleveland, they must get Harper out in the open floor so that Jordan will chase him and get a little fatigue. With Chicago, Hodges and Pippen, three-point range so that the other people can work in the painted area.
Our third member of our team is James Brown. JB, let's go to you now.
All right, Dick, as far as injuries are concerned with both teams, not a factor at all. Chicago's trainer said the team is completely healthy. As far as Cleveland is concerned, Craig Elo with ankle and Mark Price with the groin injuries, both said they can play with the pain at this point, and they are as healthy as they've ever been in the playoffs. Let's go back over to Dick.
All right, JB, thank you very much. And here are the lineups. Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, Michael Jordan, and Craig Hodges for the Chicago Bulls. Larry Nance, John Williams starts his second game at forward. Brad Daugherty is the center, and Mark Price and Ron Harper in the backcourt. And we're underway. Cleveland has it. The officials working today, three highly experienced officials, Jack Madden, Jake O'Donnell, and Hugh Evans.
I look to go to Daugherty. They must get him going early in the ball game. Not only is he a premier scorer, but he's also their best passer.
John Williams. This is the first shot of the game, and Price keeps it alive. Continuing the trend of Game 4, Cleveland getting just about all the loose balls. Ron Harper.
We should be looking for Michael Jordan to be catching the basketball with many opportunities at the top of the circle.
Scottie Pippen going to the hoop and is fouled. This is the way the series has gone. Only 3 points separate the two clubs. Chicago has outscored Cleveland by 3, and a dramatic Game 4 overtime affair when Michael Jordan, after a sensational 50-point effort, missed a free throw that would have given Chicago a 3-point lead, and Daugherty made 2 key free throws down the stretch with 4 seconds to go in regulation. And Cleveland won in overtime. Doug Collins telling his man Pippen to settle down. Scottie Pippen has been the second leading scorer for the Bulls. His best game was the opener. He missed them both. Daugherty the rebound. Long pass to Nance, who got hot the last 2 games against the Chicago Bulls, and illegal defense called against the Bulls.
Well, they caught the Bulls that time in something looked like a matchup zone press that time. 3 guys were caught away from the ball.
So Hodges has to watch out for foul trouble. The Bulls need his 3-point shooting, and he has gotten into foul trouble more often than not in this series. Harper has hit. So Michael Jordan is the point guard. He's going to try to set up other people, but basically for the Bulls, it's been a one-man gang offensively.
They're playing 2 men now, Jordan and Cartwright.
Cartwright scores, and one thing Doug Collins said to get more points from other people was to get the ball into Bill Cartwright.
Well, in Game 1 in this building, Dick, in the 3rd quarter, when Chicago opened it up, Michael Jordan only scored 2 points in that entire 3rd quarter.
12 on the shot clock. Williams starting his second game. Mike Sanders had started every game.
The counter field goal percentage guy when he's standing still.
Here's Cartwright again with a familiar shot, and Bill scored the 4 Chicago points. Nance working against Pippen.
That's a tough cover right there.
Rebound by Grant, out ahead, an easy 2 points for Craig Hodges. But you're right, Hubie Brown, because one advantage that Lenny Wilkins feels he has is Nance against Scottie Pippen, and that's the big switch by putting Williams in there. Pippen has to guard Nance.
Well, he likes Nance as one of his primetime scorers, but also because just in that last possession, Nance gets on the offensive board, and Pippen has done a poor job in the series in keeping this man out of it.
A turnover An errant pass by Williams, and now Chicago with a 6-6 game and a foul called against the Cavaliers. It'll be their second, and the foul against Mark Price. Well, here's a guy who has been courageous here. He has had a groin injury, did not play in the first game of the series, and has not shot well until the last half of the last game, and then he started to get hot. He is the best and maybe only solid outside shooter the Cavaliers have. Cartwright goes flying, no foul, good defense inside by the Cavaliers. Tied at 6, 8:35 to go in the first period. Harper. Rebound, Grant, knocked away by Price. Williams.
See, today we have two excellent defensive rebounding teams. Neither team is what you would refer to as an animalistic offensive board team, but yet in the early going, Cleveland is showing that type of intensity.
A year ago, the Bulls won in 5 in a similar series. It was exactly a year ago today. They won at Chicago Stadium, but Cleveland has the home court advantage this time. Cartwright draws the foul. So no question that Cartwright is a man with a mission early here for Chicago.
Well, this is going to be a Brahma bullfight for the entire 48 minutes. Doherty and Cartwright down inside. Both of them are wide bodies, and they do have that little jump hook either way and a good drop step power moves to the basket.
Foul is on Ron Harper. Bill Cartwright has made a living in his career by going to the free throw line, averaging more than 10 free throws a game. Not so this season. He hasn't gotten the shots or the free throws as he has in the past.
Well, it's difficult to do if you only get 8 shot opportunities during the course of the year. He's accustomed to when he was in New York for the 6 or 7 years of getting that 15 or 16 shot opportunities.
And the coach got him the ball. The coach is my partner.
No, that's Red Holzman doing a very good job.
Pass is deflected. Cavaliers having a lot of trouble getting that entry pass in, and Grant follows Jordan. And the Chicago Bulls lead by 2.
That's what makes Michael so sensational a player. You know you have to guard him off the dribble, but his vision and the unselfishness of getting the other people easy layup.
Mark Price takes a 3 and misses. It's tipped up and in by Doherty on the second try.
I'm very impressed with that front line today. Nance, Doherty, and Williams. You're talking about a lot of size on the offensive board.
And Chicago can't match up with it, frankly. They may have to bring Sellers in and switch Pippen to a guard position if it gets too tough for him.
Wait a second. What do you got? A crystal ball here?
Horace Grant misses in the rebound by Williams. Nearly 5 minutes gone by. Ron Harper, who's hot early, misses. Here's Williams, and he's fouled. The story for Cleveland has been second shots and making the most of them, and a timeout is called. Off to a terrific start in Game 5.
Larry Nance is a premier scorer for Cleveland, and they feel that he's one of the top 10 field goal percentage guys in the league, and they know that he can get off the dribble or he can hit the jump shot facing off of Pippen, but they feel that he can take advantage of him getting to the offensive board. And in the early going right now, we're seeing that.
The Lakers off to a quick start against Seattle in Game 1 of their West semifinal series, and Milwaukee, without Terry Cummings, shot the Atlanta Hawks in the Omni 96-92, and will move on to play Detroit. Horace Grant committed the foul, and John Hot Rod Williams makes good on the free throw. So far, Cleveland has scored 8 of their 11 points on second shots. So Chicago's got to do a better job of defensive rebounding, and the score now is 12-10 in favor of the Cavaliers, but Chicago hanging in there and not letting Cleveland get ahead by much.
It's interesting in the early going that Michael Jordan has not handled the ball coming up the floor that much.
Here's a three-point attempt that's good by Scottie Pippen. Remember in Game 1 when the Bulls won here in Cleveland, Pippen was 4 for 4 from three-point range.
Well, Pippen and Hodges 7 for 9 in that ball game, and that allows Jordan and Cartwright and Grant to operate in the paint.
Talk about operating. What about the open court? Harper, you give him an inch and he'll take it to you. Cleveland by 1. Jordan with his first shot of the game, and a driving layup.
Do you think that he got upset that Harper drove by him at the other end?
You know, that's been a terrific open court matchup. And Mark Price drives and scores. So both Cleveland guards have scored on layups. Pippen comes back, blocked out of bounds by John Williams.
If this is your first opportunity to see Cleveland, they are second in the league only to Golden State in shot blocking, and they've held up. They're averaging over 7 shot blocks a game in this playoff.
And it's mostly Manute Bol. Cleveland has a variety of shot blocking. Loop it in to Cartwright. Doherty defending. And here comes Price with a 1-point lead for Cleveland. Nance guarded by Cartwright now on the switch. The rebound is by Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan has taken one shot, a driving layup, and has scored. Chicago trailing by 1 point. Each team has won one game on the road, and Cartwright bobbled a bounce pass into the post. Another turnover. Coming around the screen by Doherty. Hodges catching up to Price. In low to Doherty. There's that hook. Pippen with another nice rebound. That's 2 in a row by Scottie. 5:15 remaining first period. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown here at sold out Coliseum in Richfield. Grant. This is the turnaround and a loose ball foul called against the Cavaliers.
Watch on this jump hook by Doherty. Pippen coming into the screen here on the right-hand side. What you like about Scottie is the fact that he's 6'8", mobile. Now, not only will he rebound, but he'll initiate the fast break coming out of there with a strong dribble.
Brad Doherty with his first foul, and the Cavaliers have 4. One more, and they're over the limit. Chicago has committed just 1 team foul in this period. Cartwright, Pippen has a good screen from the corner, and Scottie Pippen now with 5 points. And the Bulls lead by 2.
Excellent two-man game that time by Pippen, passing into the post and fading. Nice return pass by Cartwright.
And a foul away from the ball. And it will be on Craig Hodges, his first personal foul, and the second team foul against the Bulls.
You'll see as Price goes to try to cut, you had a bump by Hodges. He's not going to let Price get down into that low box area so that he'll initiate a screen.
They corrected the score. It is 17-16, not 18-16 as we reported. Price tries to tie it up, and he does.
That's the first time that Price has come off with a pick and had a chance to set his feet.
Grant beat his man down court, but he couldn't connect on the layup. So Chicago misses a great opportunity, and the Cavaliers with Harper will set up the play, leading by 1. 4:10 to go, and now Sellers gets off the bench. Brad Sellers will come in the game for the Bulls.
Nice.
Nance from Doherty. Backdoor.
What I like so far is, if I'm coaching Cleveland, is their transition defense is excellent, and I like the intensity level shown by the Chicago Bulls and also their spacing.
Michael Jordan drives in and gets fouled. Jordan really has not been a factor in the Chicago offense thus far. Perhaps more of a defensive man.
How would you like to make a living trying to guard this guy one-on-one? Look at him off the dribble now. Almost impossible to handle, not only because of the dribbling ability, but once he elevates the extension and how he can change from hand to hand and get the shot up.
Greg Elo has reported to the game, and John Williams goes out. Larry Nance picked up his second personal foul, and here's Jordan on the line. Isn't it amazing, Hubie, how this guy scores 50 points and doesn't make every free throw, and people are saying, too bad Michael Jordan couldn't make the free throw to put it away. They would not have been in the position to even lose the game if it weren't for Michael. 1 of 2. Elo has checked in, as you saw. So there are 3 guards in there. Elo playing a forward spot. He can also be a guard. Doherty goes around Cartwright. And an offensive foul has been called against Brad Doherty, and that'll be his second personal.
Doherty feels the frustration. Let's watch and see if he hooks him with his left arm now. Watch, there he goes. Watch, there it is, right there with the hook. Excellent call by UB Evans.
Meanwhile, Larry Nance goes out. He has 2 fouls. Doherty stays in with his 2. Brad Sellers has come into the ball game for the Chicago Bulls. So up front, it's Sellers, Cartwright, and Pippen. Jordan has it knocked away by Harper. Elo's been playing with a sprained ankle, sidelined him for game 3. But hits the jumper in the lane, and the Cavaliers lead by 4.
Lenny Wilkins loves Elo's defense, and even though he came in as a forward, he's playing Michael Jordan, and they moved Harper from a guard position up front to play Scottie Pippen defensively.
Jordan goes up and scores. A beautiful play by Michael. He makes it look easy.
How about the challenging of every shot so far in the painted area at both ends?
Price ducks in against Hodges. Lost the ball to Cartwright. Here's a 3-on-2 situation for Chicago. Jordan. And an offensive foul called Jordan as he ran into Harper. Cleveland got back terrific, beautifully defensively.
Well, that was a tough catch in traffic for Michael to get the shot off or pass.
Back here at the Richfield Coliseum, where the Cavaliers have a 2-point lead here in the first quarter. You know, the Cleveland fans have been taking an awful lot of ripping by the newspapers here for not being as boisterous and as loud as the fans in Chicago. Well, Doug Collins, the Chicago coach, wanted to take advantage of that by having his team not allow the crowd to get into it in the first quarter, nor the first half. That certainly hasn't been the case. A lot of credit has to go to that talented and deep bunch known as the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's go back over to Dick.
All right, JB, thank you. Bill Cartwright with 6 and Ron Harper with 6 are the leading scorers respectively. Dave Corzine has replaced Bill Cartwright at center. Cartwright goes out, off to a good start with 6 points. 22-20 the Cavaliers. Mark Price, despite the groin injury, played 48 of the 53 minutes in game number 4. Trey Rollins, the shot blocker, the veteran 33-year-old performer, has also come in, and Craig Elo has hit his 2nd in a row.
Lenny Wilkins made a statement to us earlier this season, and that is that he almost has to force Craig Elo to shoot. And he wants him to because he feels he plays big in the pressure games.
But the biggest contribution he can make is defending Jordan, who goes low post against him. He posted Jordan up. But I'll tell you what, Elo will fight around any screen and really make Michael Jordan work hard when he has the ball.
Well, the name of the game is to make him work as much as possible and hope for some form of fatigue at the end of the ball game.
Price is off to a hot start.
There's very few players, Dick, in this league who read their defensive man better than Mark Price.
He's 3 for 4 from the field. In the last game, they just wanted him to set up other people for the first half to get loose. But he's starting out shooting and shooting well in this game. 1:25 remaining in the first period. Craig Hodges, who is yet to attempt a 3-point shot. He's their big threat. 2 on the shot clock. Jordan, long range, short. And the Cavaliers again defend Chicago well. Harper goes in. No foul. A good non-call by Jake O'Donnell. And Chicago coming back with nearly a minute remaining in the first period. Trailing by 4.
That's the no non-call here in the NBA if you're trying to take a charge underneath that rim. You'll never get that call.
Pippen goes for another 3-point shot. He misses. Jordan is there. No basket. And the foul will be against the Chicago Bulls. And Jordan has picked up his 2nd personal foul.
You'll see it right here as Jordan backs up a watch. There's your hit. And, you know, when you kind of think about it, you know, that was almost a love tap. You know, they just get a little entangled that time. But this is a costly substitution right here.
Horace Grant will replace Jordan. Sam Vincent is in at guard. So the backcourt is Vincent and Pippen. And up front they have Corzine, Sellers, and Grant. So Scottie Pippen is playing a guard position now for Chicago. Harper loses the ball going in, didn't have control, and Jake O'Donnell has called traveling.
Oh, hold on.
He waved off Jack Madden, and Jack Madden will get it back on the call.
Yeah, Jack Madden had the grab first before the spin move into the travel violation.
You don't often see that as open with 2 officials disagreeing, but the main thing is that the right call is made.
Absolutely. So listen, we have 3 of the best here. You know, in the history of the NBA on this game today.
Both teams are in the penalty, and Ron Harper is on the line. The foul was on Pippen, his first personal. And Harper hits the free throw. He scored 31 points in the second game of the series, and that was his big one. That was a week ago today that got the Cavaliers back even on their home floor.
Well, he's alive today, Dick. He's got a lot of bounce to his movement. Lenny Wilkins loves him as the gambler in their defense, and then naturally in the open floor, one of the toughest guys in the league for cover.
Biggest lead of the first quarter by the Cavaliers is 6, with 27 seconds in the period and 13 on the shot clock. Corzine setting a screen. Price stays with Vincent. And Vincent gets the basket with a spin move inside.
Difficult shot. This is the group that must hold them close for anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes.